We now continue with the second module of the EBMARK 1. In this case, we are talking about the drop module. Second tile in our analytics page. And here you have the opportunity to take a look at what the projectile does over the different distances. In this case, it's always only about a drop shot. That means we have no vertical angle. So the projectile will always start exactly parallel to the ground line on what we call the zero line. In this case, for this shot, it was at 1 meter's height. Of course, we can select any distance we like here, but if we then increase our range, because at 300 meters, the bullet would not have hit yet the ground, so let's go to 500 meters. We then see our ground line in red here. This is the line where the bullet would then hit the ground, in this case at a distance of just about 360 meters, or at a time of 0.47 seconds. We can see down here that we are now at a vertical position of 0.01 meter, so at 1 centimeters over the ground. If we go a hundredth of a second further, we are then at minus 0.03 meters, so we are now 3 centimeters below the ground line. So the projectile would have hit the ground at about 360 meters distance. Of course, this can also be changed, so we are not always talking about the distance to the ground line. For that, we would then switch our relative drop to our total drop with the slider down here. And then we can see that at a distance of 360 meters, right here, we now have a total drop of 0.99 meters. This checks out with what we just saw, because we had 99 centimeters of drop from our zero line. If we wanted to have all of this information in table form, so it's not just in a graph like this, we can click on this button down here and see how the drop changes with the different distances. The steps here are always depending on the distance that we have total selected. So if we're going all the way to 500 meters here, we would always see about 6 meters in difference. If we wanted to have a closer together or for a specific distance, the drop, we would then simply select the range specifically, let's say 499 meters. And then we would see it over here, where we would see at the very end 2.09 meters of drop at that distance. If we wanted to have this, by the way, was all done for the real environmental conditions during the shot. If we wanted to know what the performance would be at different environmental conditions, we can always set the environmental data to standard right here. And then if we input specific data in our units and environmental information, you would have everything recalculated for your new standard environment. There is one last feature here that is very important, and that is the comparability. So right now we can then select here 2 different shots, and usually I would recommend taking two of the extreme velocities. So in this case I would then first select the 903 meters per second here, and deselect the initial shot that we had and select our 890 meters per second. So we have about 13 meters per second muzzle velocity difference here. And this results in a changed trajectory, obviously, between the two. And the easiest way to show this is if we then go again to our table form and scroll all the way down, so at our 498 meters here, we can see there is a difference of about 6 centimeters already, just from the small change in muzzle velocity. And this is how you can use the drop module to very easily compare 2 different shots, maybe the extremes, maybe others, and see what kind of effect this has on your target or shooting profile at the specific distances. Finally, we can then export all of this information again using the export button, and we can then open this in any table analysis program that we like. And this was the drop module.